Right, welcome everyone to SBM's Students and Alumni panel. My name is Shauna Katecha and I'm here from the School of Business and Management.
Hi, my name is Bija and I'm graduating this year. I study marketing and management.
Hi, I'm Remy. I've graduated in 2018, which I studied marketing and management, and now working at a marketing consultancy firm. So yeah.
So we have a few questions that have been sent in. So I guess we're going to start with one for you, Bijal, and that's what extracurricular activities have you taken part in while you've been a student at Queen Mary?
So while I've been with Queen Mary, I've joined many societies. I've joined the Indian and Hindu Society, and then at one point I joined the Bollywood Dance Society as well. And then I participated in Q Consult last year. So I got to know about more things that's going on within the university and how I can help them. I have a hobby of doing henna art, so I've also done that. So there's some of my hobbies and some of my activities.
Great. And how have you felt being part of societies and meeting new people?
I felt quite like you can be you can be yourself, because especially because everyone's in the same boat as you. So no matter who you approach, you know that they'll feel the same way. Even if you're like nervous, they'll also be nervous. And yeah.
Great. So it's built like a sense of community.
Yeah.
Lovely. We've also had another question. This one's for Remy. It says, how did your course prepare you for your current job?
Because with marketing and management, they gave me like each individual module was a different aspect of marketing. So one aspect was advertising, another aspect was political marketing, and also just different types of how it helps me build up a greater understanding of how marketing reflects almost everything in society right now. And working in an agency, I get to be thrown into several different tasks at the same time. So sometimes I might be doing communication projects, or sometimes I might be doing branding projects. And yeah, other times I might be doing services marketing, which is just on the back end, B2B marketing. And so that just helps me build up an overall understanding. And so when I got into my first role, outside of university, I didn't feel like I was sinking. I felt like I was confident in what I was doing, and it gave me the background knowledge of just how to succeed.
Great. And how have you felt working in an agency?
It's great, to be honest. Most of the time I get to do um, lots of different things around marketing. Like sometimes I get to do the branding and artwork on Photoshop. Other times I get to do social media posts on LinkedIn and other like that. And then other times I get to do events, actual events, like holding staff conferences. And it just helps me build up my entire knowledge of what the entirety of marketing spectrum is. And yeah, it's been great because I don't feel as though I can be boxed into one individual skill. I feel as I've got multiple skills, and I feel as though I'm very energetic and I can just get to do anything I want. And so, yeah, marketing agency, no 2 days are the same.
Great. And now we have a question for both of you, which is, what is or was your favourite thing about studying and living in London?
So my favorite part was that I also worked as an account executive at an energy consultancy in Covent Garden, and my home is in East London as well. So uni was convenient for me to get to both. So I could go have uni in the morning, and then I would be able to go to work. So that's why it was convenient for me. And also it's near Central, it's near Canary Wharf, it's near Stratford. So there's many job opportunities out close.
Great. And Remy?
The food. There's two Nando's right by uni. But yeah, there's lots of different cultures coming into London, and so almost everywhere you go, there's a different type of experience you can go see. So you go Brick Lane, just go there and explore different areas. But you can go to central London, as you said. Yeah, there's a lot of things to do, and I feel so like it's a 24-hour city, and other areas and outside of London are just like they close at 10 p.m. and it's like, what do you do now? But yeah, in London, like he never sleeps.
Yeah, great. And we had another question, Bija, for you, which is, what is your schedule like at university? Is there time to work a part-time job alongside studying? Obviously, you've already briefly touched on that.
Yeah, so with uni, most of the days you only go into uni for 2 hours, or 4 hours. So like I had 2 days off each year. So it worked out for me because I was able to work part-time at the energy consultant. So I worked 2.5 days there, and then the rest of my time I had at uni. And then in the evenings, I still had time to do my hobbies and meet my friends and go out. So
And how would you say the balance is between the lectures and seminars you have on campus and then the independent study that you do outside of those hours?
So because you have uni for usually 1 hour lecture and then 1 hour seminar, there's gaps between them. So I feel like with those gaps, you can utilize that time and get your work done in those times. So you have less to do at home and you have more time to do other stuff like working or hobbies or whatever.
Great. And Remy, this is quite a nice question for you. What are your best memories from university?
Yeah. I think first and foremost is the people there. I think they were the nicest people I've ever met when I got to uni. Yeah, everybody you meet, you get to meet sort of like people from Kazakhstan. I never thought I'd meet a person from there. And so, yeah, just meeting lots of random people and having the same interests, and then you just become lifelong friends. I think the people I met in the first week of uni, I'm still really good friends with them today. And also, personally, making my own advert in marketing because it was just me and my friends getting together and making ourselves laugh with our advert, and but also putting across our knowledge of what we learned across the entirety of the past 3 years, and trying to make something that's storytelling within 30 seconds, but also has a point to drive people to buy your product. And so, yeah, that feels that that's the best part of uni.
Yeah, and again, skills that you use in your job now, I'm sure. As for this question for Bijal, but I guess it applies to both of you. Did you find it easy to make friends at university?
I think yes, because you come to uni and you don't know what to expect from it. You come with an open mindset and everyone's in the same boat as you. So you feel more comfortable to go to different people because you know they won't know as many people either, and you'll just become friends with them. And there's like loads of different ways to make friends as well. Like it can be on your course, it can be through societies, it can be through, I don't know, like work experience that you're doing with in uni, or loads of different ways.
Yeah, I think uni is a better place for people to start finding themselves and start to explore what the world is while finding new people and just trying to come together. And yeah, sometimes you might not be able to do that when you're younger. Sometimes you might feel like confused, or societal pressures might force you to do something you might not want to do. But when uni, people have an open mind. The more open about things, the more yeah, giving times. And yeah, people are much more friendly.
Right, and this is next question is really quite a good question. What is the difference between a seminar and a lecture?
So with a lecture, you don't really get to ask questions. You basically listen to the lecturer talk and just give you all the information you need to know about a specific topic. Whereas with a seminar, it's more like you can ask questions or the lecturer can ask you questions. You can, yeah, they help you with your assignments as well if you have questions about exams and everything else.
And yeah, I guess seminars tend to be smaller groups, don't they, than the lectures?
Yeah, way smaller.
So it kind of gives students that chance to like discuss what they've learned, debate about things, discuss reading. Um, yeah, great. Let's go to the next question. Remy, this one is for you, but again, applicable to both. Did you use the career service at Queen Mary, and what support did they offer you?
Yeah, the first people I went to go check out my CV. I felt that what my schools were, I wasn't being able to communicate that on a piece of paper and put down all my knowledge and all my skills to in a way that actually fits a job specification. And so that really helped me just with my first few applications writing a cover letter, because most of the time I just didn't know what I was writing. I was just writing absolute nonsense. And so they would tell me, I remember you've got to fix this up and fix that up. And yeah, it's helped me just cultivate and put together a really comprehensive and more informative and concise CV and cover letter.
Great. Bijal, have you
Yeah.
had any experience with the career service?
Yeah, so with the career service, they they email you some opportunities with internships, part-time jobs, and different like trips you could go on to. So the internships that I did do were from uni. That's where I heard it from. And I even physically went to the careers advisors to like practice interview questions and get advice on how to improve my cover letter and CV as well.
Great. And earlier you mentioned the Q Consult. Could you tell us a little bit more about that program and what it's about?
Yeah, so with Q Consult, you get interviewed on to why you'll be good for this job and why you'd want to do it. And it's basically projects that's happening in uni and finding out a solution to the problem that's happening in uni. So an example is that my one was on why a lot of people don't attend freshers events and what events students would like throughout uni. So it was fun because I was I was one of the target market for the project as well, and we got to interview students of our university in other universities. We got to carry out focus groups and like invite people for lunch, and then we had to do a presentation and present back to our client. That's a person that works inside uni, and say this is what we've done, and this is the problems, and this is why students are not turning up, and this is what you should do. So it was really fun, and I got to meet new people, and it helped me develop more skills.
Great. So now you can put on your CV that you've done, market research, focus groups, presenting to a client, recommendations. And that was a paid role. That was that.
Yeah. Most of the roles that are advertised from uni are always paid.
Great.
So that's one good thing.
Yeah. So what is our next question? Again, one for the both of you. Do you like the campus and what is your favourite thing about it?
Go ahead.
Yeah. And my favourite thing about the campus is that it's not massive, but then there's also different campuses. So you know where the business side of the campus is because there's a whole building just for it. And then the library is right nearby, and then there's also loads of places to eat as well.
Yeah, I think the most part about it is just it's in London. There's lots of different things that you can just quickly go get like at midnight, or if you're feeling peckish, you just go to Tesco somewhere like that. Because like I've been to different other unis and they're very secluded, and some unis don't have rice, and I couldn't find any rice, and it was just like I can't live like this, you know. And so just being in part of London and trying to it's in the middle of it. It's a big campus for everyone, and easy to get to.
Great. So let's move on to the next question then. Vijay, you already mentioned that you lived in hall, that you lived at home, but I don't know if you could answer this based on your friend's experience, or Remy, if you could help with this. It says, do you live in halls? What is it like?
So I didn't live in halls, but I had friends that live in halls. And I think with those that don't live in halls, you have to make more effort to make friends, if that makes sense. Whereas if you live in halls, you can make friends with all your flatmates and around, and you can also socialize with them like when you're not at uni, and then you can like go places that you'll never feel alone. And it's also convenient to get to uni as well because it's really close. So yeah, that's mine.
Sorry, go on,
Oh yeah.
Remy.
Sorry, just to follow on, because I also lived at home. I live about 20 minutes away from the uni, and so I don't feel like I missed out that much because I was still just hanging out with my friends and still going to parties, still just hanging out, just playing PS4 with friends. Just, you don't really miss out too much really by living at home. You can still visit them, like when there's a bus every 20 minutes or every 5 minutes in London. You can just go there, see your friends, and quickly get an Uber back home at like 3 a.m. So yeah, not too bad.
I suppose that is a question a lot of students will have about being a commuter student. You both seem to have enjoyed the experience and don't feel like you've missed out any between commuting and not living in halls.
Yeah, no, missed nothing that really.
Great. It's the next question. Okay, this is quite a good one. Who is/was your favourite lecturer and why?
My favourite lecturer was Evangelos because I had him for multiple lectures, and he was also my seminar tutor for all the lectures I had him in, and he would talk about how he got to the place he is, and then we could ask him questions. He'll reply back to us quickly, and we could go visit him if we had any questions as well. So he was my favourite lecturer.
I'd say Amy was my favorite lecturer who did my marketing or advertising course. And yeah, she was just so funny. Like every time I lecture, I was always dying. She was always personable, always funny. You can go to her. She gave me a very good reference, so you can really build like a good relationship with her. And so yeah, she's very helpful with what you're doing.
Great. And did you find it quite easy to approach your lecturers and seminar tutors for references when you were looking for employment?
Yeah, I feel as though if you do build a relationship with them, if you do talk to them and if you ask for help for them, they will be more than likely to just like spend time with you and organize meetings with you and try to help you in certain areas. So say like they're not going to turn you away if you ask for help when you've got an assignment due, or if you have an essay due, like you can go to them and ask them, I need help with this, and you'll be like, okay, let's sit down and go through it.
Great, because that leads on quite well for the next question for Bijal, which is, is it easy to get in contact with lecturers if you don't understand something?
Yeah, so there's different ways that you can get in contact with them. So for example, you can stay behind during lectures and quickly talk to them if it's a quick question. You could talk to them about it in seminars because you have a better chance to. You can email them, and even if they're like walking past and you're in the building, then you can catch them there too.
Okay, great. And so how is university life different from college? What you experience in sixth form / college to what you experience at university?
So for me, because I did BTech business in sixth form, it was completely different for me because I wasn't taught how to do referencing and bibliographies, and I only did coursework. So then I had to get used to doing exams again. So that way, and then also with sixth form, the teachers always tell you you have to do this by this date, whereas with uni, you're more independent. So it's up to you whether you want to do it on time or or if you're going to submit it late.
And in terms of referencing, that is quite a big change. It's quite new to a lot of people who start university. Did you get any support when you were learning how to reference?
Yeah, so you can do it, and there's loads of stats on the internet as well, or you can go, they have like specific seminars at uni where they teach you how to reference, or you can even ask your lecturer or like learn from the mistake you made the first time.
Remy, the next question is for you. It says, I am not too sure what job I want to do after university. Did you always know that you wanted to be in the role you are now?
No.
No.
Um, for most part, I never really had a specific plan, like I want to work for this company, I want to work for that company. Because by the time you get to the interview stages and when you meet the people, you can already tell, like, okay, this is not what it's meant to be, or this is not what I want. And so I feel as though people need to, well, for me, what helped for me was just keeping an open mind and always accepting that not always having a plan is all right. And you may not know what you want to do until you're like 25 or 26. I'm 23. I'm 23 right now. Yes, I'm 23. Yeah, I'm not sure if I want to stay in my specific job role. I've been here for 18 months. I'm not sure I'm gonna be here for the next 3 or 4 years. So I'm probably gonna see how I feel at the end of the day. So I always go by feeling and by chance. And so deep down, if you're happy here and or if you need a change or if you're ready, mentally ready, moved on, like that's when you feel as though you need time to make changes. And yeah, that's how I live my life.
Great. And Bijal, you're obviously currently studying your degree. Do you have any idea of like, did you come into university with a set idea of what you wanted to do or what role you wanted to be in the future? Or are you kind of like Remy said, taking it one step at a time, seeing what opportunities become available?
Yeah, so I'm graduating this year, so I'm
Mm-hmm.
basically done with uni. And I also I don't know what exactly I want to do, but I feel like that's okay. Like you don't need to panic because with uni you can get like loads of internships or work experiences, And even right now, I'm working an energy broker, so I can like get experience from different places and then make my mind up. I don't have to know what I want to do right now. It's okay.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's worth mentioning here that the career service do offer graduates help after university. Should you think, oh, I want help finding a job in this sector or that sector, the career service is available, I believe, up to 2 years after graduation for students if they want or need support, which is always a good thing. Remy, another question for you. Are there, are there any particular skills I need to work in marketing?
Um, I say specifically just try to help work on your communication skills. I feel as though that comes up on almost every role you take, whether it be just learning how to write a press release or make a LinkedIn post, or it just goes down even into working in teams. You have to learn how to communicate and separate your workload with other members of your team, telling your line manager how you're progressing on with your specific task, and telling if you need help. I think that's something I learned was the best thing I learned when I was in working, is that I learned how to say, "Hey guys, I need a bit of help on this. I'm struggling. There's people or my clients is a bit angry with me. I don't know how to handle this." And yeah, just even though you do graduate soon, you're always going to keep learning on the job. So yeah, just trying to learn how to communicate with people and say, I'm not good at this. I still need help on this specific thing, or yeah.
Yeah, great. I guess it always helps to ask questions. Um, and I know that's something I've experienced as well. I find like it's always easy to ask a question and get advice on it rather than sometimes try and do it yourself and then
Mm,
go down the wrong route.
mm.
Let's have a look at. Oh, another question for you, Remy. Was it difficult to find a job after you graduated?
Uh, yes and no. Just I feel as though when I graduated, I got an internship straight afterwards. And then at the university, I was here doing the LinkedIn and social media posts for about 6 weeks, I think. So yeah, from there on, I felt it was just trying to find the right role for me and just doing the interview stages. And then when you actually meet the people, I feel as though I go like when you actually go into the interview stages, I think I'm gonna be working with these people. I need to make a decision on this. That's what was the hardest part for me, was that I could see myself not working with certain people. Like whenever I go into interview and make a joke and I don't laugh, that's like, oh, they're not gonna like my humor, they're not gonna like me. And so yeah, just making that decision on whether it's gonna be one company or the other, that's when I thought was a hard decision, because it's gonna be a long-term commitment, and that once you find the right people for the role and you do like the job itself, you'll be able to progress a lot farther and be more happier at the job.
Great. So you think job culture and atmosphere is quite key to your decision making when you're looking for a
Yes.
role.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's always remembering that as much as you want to be the right fit for them, they should also be the right fit for you for it to work.
Yeah.
And Bijal, you're working currently, and you have been alongside your studies. How did you find job searching alongside studying?
So with job searching, you have to make sure that you apply at the start of your final year if you want to apply to like the bigger firms. But with me, I because I've been working part time, I'm gonna continue working full time there. So that's what I'm going to be doing after I graduate until I
Mhm.
find out what I exactly want to do.
Great. And obviously you're developing transferable skills, and I'm sure you have been the entire time you're working. I was wondering if we could go back to the bit where you said that you've used the career service for kind of interview preparation and mock interviews. Have you found those sessions have helped you when you kind of say interviewed for the position you're in now or other interviews you may have taken?
Yeah, because if you apply to, for example, the big firms, they make you do a presentation about yourself, which if you haven't done it before, it will be like a bit weird. So, for example, one of my presentation was on my life and how I've got to the position I am today, and I didn't know where to start from or like how many slides I should do, and you have to have a specific time limit as well. So you can practice yourself, but it's better to practice in front of someone. So then I took it to the career service and they gave me some feedback and on where I can improve, and yeah, that was helpful.
Great. And we have nearly come to the end of our session. So I was wondering if either of you had any advice to give to students who are looking to study at Queen Mary, kind of what's your advice on how to make the most of university, or even what do you know now that you wish you knew when you started university?
So my advice would be to stay on top of your studies, but also have fun, because you're not going to get this time again. And no one's going to be there to tell you have to do this by then. It's all up to you because it's independent. If I would make the most of the services that Queen Mary provides if I went back in time, because I didn't know everything about it in my first year, but then I slowly got to know about it throughout my years. So research what Queen Mary has to offer and use it, because after university's done, you won't have it.
Yeah, I'd say just enjoy yourselves. It's 3 years. It's gonna fly by. Like I'm now, I've already left 2 years ago, and it's been like feels like eternity ago. So much has happened since, and so yeah, make the most of your time there. Make new friends. Enjoy yourself. Don't put too much stress on yourselves. I remember just feeling like A levels was the most stressful time of my life, but after you get over that hump, it's a lot more easier, and you a lot more relaxed. And so yeah.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much, both of you, for being part of this session. I'm sure everyone watching has found it extremely valuable, and thank you both for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.